back to another episode of the Quick 30 Podcast family. Special episode today because we're talking about the NFL. We talked about the NBA last time, but we got a lot to catch up on. So, Mo, man, how you doing about your Ravens today? You know, how are you feeling about them?
Hey, as they can see on the screen right here, you know I got my Lamar shirt on. I don't got the jersey. on right now, but I got my Lamar shirt on, man. You know, Lamar comes back Thursday. And we won against the Bears with my boy Snoop Huntley, man. You know, I'm doing real well because I still believe we can make the playoffs. We still got a shot of hope.
Playoffs? Y'all might.
Yeah.
I don't know. Steelers kind of falling off a wagon right now.
You got to think about it. With the Steelers' loss, we're now 2.5 games out of first place. The Bengals aren't going to be better than us with Lamar playing. The Steelers aren't going to be better than us with Lamar playing. We still play both teams twice. So we're still very much alive, and we're favored to go to the playoffs and win the division. So I still have a lot of hope, man. I know you don't have a lot of hope at your team.
Hey, chill. We don't gotta talk about that. We don't gotta talk about that.
It was as fun as y'all Giants fan made it be. You know what I'm saying? Because I took a lot of flack from Giants fans.
Look, this year was a year that we said we're gonna rebuild. We're gonna see how it works out, and next year. That's gonna be our year. This year, I'm not really that concerned with it. I just want to see how Jackson Dart was gonna perform. But we do gotta get to this NFL talk though. Right now, the season's rolling on. It's week 8, going into week 9. So, who are your top 3 MVP candidates? And I need to know because I know one of them. And I want to hear you say it.
See. Y'all, this man keeps telling me like I'm about to say something crazy. I'm not about to say anything crazy, but to answer your question, my top 3 MVP candidates. Well, I have 4. Because
4?
I wanted to leave one person out, but, you know, I think his entire season adds to his resume. I think they just lost not too long ago, but top 3, you got to put Mahomes in there. This is no order. There's no order. Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor, and the one that, you know, he's been in there all season long, and I'm throwing Baker Mayfield in there. He's been in there all season long.
Okay. That's not a bad list.
I think that, you know, the Bucs have been rolling. They've had so many comeback wins, and Baker Mayfield has had another great year, and it's time we start to put some respect on Baker's name. Because we all know, me and you last year, we was hating on Baker Mayfield when Zay said he was top 10.
Zay predicted the future.
And Zay predicted the whole thing, and it's kind of crazy because, like, I genuinely did not believe in him. But here he is. Top 4 in MVP conversation.
I mean, it's Baker Mayfield. He really did. He really, really did. What's the reasoning behind your other people?
Jonathan Taylor's been amazing. Like, he's been amazing.
Yep.
He's obviously helped out my guy Daniel Jones. My guy Daniel Jones has been great. But Jonathan Taylor, this man has been something else. Josh Allen, I'm putting him up in there because I just feel like, you know, he's pretty good. But we could really flip Josh Allen and James Cook on that team because James Cook is really the best player on that team.
Yeah, he got 500 rushing yards right now. Second in the league.
I'm saying, if you want me to be completely honest, you know, James Cook has, every time James Cook does well, the Bills win. You know, I might just put James Cook in MVP. Take out Josh Allen. I'm putting James Cook.
I knew you had to get one crazy in there.
James Cook does well, that team wins. And when James Cook does not do good and Josh Allen has to throw the ball, the team loses. Simple as that. So I got James Cook, Jonathan Taylor, Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, I just think, you know, he started off
very rocky.
It really took that win against y'all for them to get going. They've been almost lights out for a majority of the season now, and Mahomes has played exceptionally well. He's on my fantasy team, number 1 fantasy quarterback in the league. I have to put Mahomes in.
I gotta say something about the Chiefs though, and I'm gonna let you keep talking.
Go say something about the Chiefs. Go ahead,
bro. You know, when I was watching that Raiders game, I think that may have been the worst football game I have ever saw in my life. The Raiders only had 3 first downs. The Chiefs had 30. That's embarrassing as a football team. I think the Raiders were playing practice squad or something. I didn't think they were taking the matchup seriously because you can't allow that to happen as an NFL team, no matter how egregious you are.
Yeah, no, I think the Raiders, they're just terrible. Like, they're
garbage.
I don't know, man.
Gino's fighting for his
I
job
knew the
over there
Raiders would be
too.
bad. I knew they would be bad. I didn't think they'd be that bad though. Like,
And I was
thought
strong
getting
on the
Geno
Raiders
Smith
too.
and getting Pete Carroll and all them. They have Brock Bowers, Gene T now. Like, I thought they would be a solid, like, competitive team, but they're
garbage.
They're just routinely. They're just everybody's like punching bag basically.
No, you said Mahomes. I
Yep.
can agree on. Did you before this or like yesterday? Did you read Vegas MVP odds or something? Because they have Josh Allen and Mahomes as their 1 and 2.
No, I actually haven't looked at the odds. But it wouldn't shock me if they had those Mahomes 1 and Josh Allen 2 because the Bills are doing what they do. But like I said, I had to take Josh Allen out there because James Cook is really carrying that offense.
Yeah,
for
he
real.
is.
So,
He is for sure. The offense is flowing through him.
But no, I haven't checked the Vegas odds. I rarely check Vegas odds on like MVP and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mahomes is number 1.
I feel like I can
Josh
guess it.
Allen's 2. I think Jared Goff is about 3 or 4 on there.
Okay, Goff is solid. You know, Goff came into Baltimore at night and destroyed it and killed us. So,
So you said Jonathan Taylor, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and then who was the other one?
James Cook.
James Cook. Okay, that's not a crazy list. The only one that I probably strongly disagree with is Josh Allen. Not saying that he's not playing good football, but he's turning the ball over. And like you said, that offense is flowing through James Cook and Josh Allen this season. The Bills haven't really played nobody. Their schedule's been actually pretty easy. They beat the only one that was tough was against y'all. I'll admit that because I'm a secondary Ravens supporter and Lamar supporter. They beat y'all. They beat the Dolphins. They beat who else?
The Jets.
The Jets. And they beat
Did they beat
the Saints.
Carolina,
They
right?
beat the Saints in Carolina.
Oh, Saints. That's who it was.
They beat
Yeah,
Carolina 40-3. But
Yeah.
none of those teams are really impressive or eye-opening to me. So until the Bills play somebody that's a level of competition that I can respect and revere, I can't put them as a top team, or I can't put Josh Allen as an MVP candidate because he's not the one leading the team necessarily right now.
Nah, I get that because
You're supposed to kill these teams, bro.
They
You're
played
supposed
the
to.
Patriots, and the Patriots actually beat them. That was the probably
That was the
best
comp.
team they played.
That was the comp, and they're not even on top of their division. They're not even on top of the AFC East. It's the Patriots. So were you done with your list?
Yeah, I'm done with my list. You can go ahead.
Okay, so my list. See, I came into this honestly, Mo, and I thought that you were gonna argue me down about Daniel Jones being an MVP candidate. That's what I was prepared for. But we always prepared.
Though.
Please don't
I really
say.
should.
Please don't say
But
that.
Daniel Jones is comeback player of the year. That's what he is. He's not MVP.
Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on. How is he comeback
That's not a
player of the
crazy
year in
take,
2
though.
games? That he
That's not
only
a crazy
came
take,
back.
though.
Anyways, though, my 3 MVP candidates are Baker. I agree on that because of I believe he's had 4 game-winning drives this year. The one against the Jets, the one against the Bucks. The one against the Texans. Excuse me. The one against the Falcons. And he had another one sometime this year. But he's been balling out. And I respect what Baker Mayfield has been doing because we got to remember that his team isn't healthy. Mike Evans hasn't been healthy all year, really. He came back and then got hurt again against the Lions. So he's been able to utilize his other weapons that we didn't think, not just me, I don't think the whole world thought Sterling Shepard would be coming out of retirement, and he's being utilized. Ibuku was so great at Ohio State, and he's being utilized. So he's utilizing other people, and even Bucky Irvin just came back. Bucky Irvin is the engine behind their run game. Rasheed White is good, but he's more so better in the pass game than the run game. So I got to put Baker in there, and he's beat tough people. Number 2. No, this is no order, by the way, too, Mo. No order.
Got you.
Number 2, you got to put Drake May in there, bro. I'm sorry, you have to put, as of right now, you have to put Drake May in there as a top MVP candidate because of this win streak that he's on. And granted, people are going to say the Patriots schedule is easy, but that's not their fault. They were a bad team for last year, years prior, so of course they're going to have an easier schedule. The Patriots, they're on top of the AFC East, man. Did we predict that before this? I did. No, I told you that the Patriots is going to be good. before the
Hey,
season.
I said we both agreed they were a sleeper team. We both agreed
Didn't
on
Zay
that.
disagree? One of y'all disagreed.
I didn't disagree.
Somebody
I
disagreed with it and said like, "Oh, you
it might have
tripping?
been
The
Zay,
Patriots not
but
gonna do nothing."
I said the Patriots are a sleeper team solely because I thought that because Christian Gonzalez was going to be healthy, I thought their defense was going to be pretty good. So I didn't think Drake May would play like this, though. I did not think Drake May would play like this. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I did, but you know, I wasn't one to hate on the Patriots. I usually hate on the Patriots, but this year I saw a good team brewing, especially with Mike Vrabel coming in there and changing the culture.
Yeah. Now Mike Vrabel's been coaching them boys up. He's been coaching them up. The Patriots, they're fifth against the run. The defense, like you said, the defense is really good too. Offensively, Drake May has just led that team. You can say that they're playing maybe easier opponents, but he's led the way during this. He's had over 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, and hasn't turned the ball over during this whole stretch of time. So you have to put him as an MVP candidate, and next week is going to be a true test for them because they play a tough opponent. So I'll put him. I'll put him for sure. And then my number 3, you have to put Jonathan Taylor. What's going on? Get me a little apoplectic about this situation with the NFL is what I think they're going to do is they're going to put him as an offensive player of the year, but they're not going to give him an MVP candidate because he's a running back.
Yeah.
You see what Drake? You see what he's doing out there?
Crazy.
He's crazy work. Crazy work. And Mo, I really don't like to admit this because it gives you a euphoric feeling. I have vilified, I have denigrated, and I've just scrutinized Daniel Jones.
Yep.
He's not an MVP candidate, but he actually is playing at a stellar level this year, I will say. Will it keep up? I don't know. But Daniel Jones has stepped up for him, and I want people to get the record straight. Jonathan Taylor is the engine of the team, not Daniel Jones, Mo.
I mean, you can say what you want, but the quarterback's got to manage the game. The quarterback's got to not turn the ball over.
What has he done in the clutch?
The quarterback's got to, sometimes if there's a play that the coach calls and the quarterback sees something out there and he's got to change the play, he's got to do that too. The quarterback just has so many responsibilities. Now, yes, Jonathan Taylor may be the best person on that offense, but let's not act like Daniel Jones is not. Almost, I'm not going to say he's right there with him because Jonathan Taylor is having a crazy...
See, you're talking with some sense today. I really thought you were going to come on here and say that Daniel Jones was the MVP of the league. But thank you, though.
Nah, Jonathan Taylor didn't exist, I'd be saying that. For sure, though. If they had this record...
If Jonathan Taylor, I'm going to tell you something. If Jonathan Taylor wasn't running the ball the way he is, Daniel Jones would not be he would not be producing the way that he is.
I mean...
He wouldn't. He would not. I guarantee you that.
I don't know about all that, but because Daniel Jones is a pretty darn good quarterback, I've been telling you for years.
Jonathan Taylor makes the game easier for the Colts because the Colts can now run play action and get everybody else involved in the offense.
Even if you take Jonathan Taylor out the game, I think Daniel Jones is still pretty good. So, you know how I feel about Daniel Jones. You ain't never gonna hear me. You ain't never gonna hear me say he sucked. You ain't never gonna hear me say that. Duke legend.
Did you watch the Broncos game?
Yes.
You saw the ending of the fourth quarter?
Hey.
Who won the game for... They shouldn't have won the game. I think they cheated, but who won the game for the Colts? Right. You know? It was Jonathan Taylor because he got a 68-yard run that got them 3 points. And then after that, somehow, some way, the Broncos won it, cheat, and they get another chance at that 45-yard field goal. Jonathan Taylor won that game. Hey, Mo, you want to know something?
There's 4 quarters.
You know what? No. Jonathan Taylor had like Jonathan Taylor had about 230 scrimmage yards.
Yeah. So
you wouldn't know how great Daniel Jones is. Look at the Rams tape. Did he not throw a pick in a crucial moment to Michael Pittman?
Are we really going to critique him off the one game that they lost? Like the one game, he's 7-1, and you're mad at one football game.
I'm mad
That's
at
how
one
I know
football.
Daniel
No,
Jones is playing great.
Listen. Because he only had 2 times this year where he had to prove himself in the clutch, and he didn't do. The Broncos game, they should have lost. They should have lost, but they won. But even though they won, Jonathan Taylor was the one that won them the game. And the Rams game, you have to point those 2 games out because those are only 2 clutch games they had this year. Everybody else, they blew out. Because the Colts are a good football team. I'm not going to negate that.
Look. All I'm saying is, if you have to nitpick my great season, and you got to talk about 2 out of the 7 games
but
that I played.
But 2 of those games are in the clutch. The rest of them, he blew them out.
Game. It's not even the whole game. It's one part of the game. That's how I know I'm good. Because
but Mo, those are clutch. Those are clutch games, though.
You can't say anything about any other part of the game. You only talk about one part of the game, and that's only 2 out of the 7 games that I played. Every other game that I played phenomenal. I played phenomenal. As a matter of fact, to start the year, this offense did not punt the ball for 2 or 3
Yeah,
games.
they have the best offense in the league. But Daniel Jones.
You don't want to say nothing about that, though.
No, they have the best offense in the league because Daniel Jones does not have to do that much.
And it's a problem.
Daniel Jones does not have to do as much, bro, with this offense. You know they improved their offense. Their offensive line is the best in the league. They have a top defense in the league. No, they improved it, though, this year. They got 2 young bucks in the draft.
Watch what he does. That's what I was telling you for years. Y'all Giants didn't want to solve the offensive line problem, and now he's over there with the Colts with an offensive line doing what
with the best running back in the league. Bro, with Tyler Warren, who leads the league in receiving yards and yak.
Who gets Tyler Warren the ball?
With Michael Pittman, with A.D. Mitchell, with Alex Pierce. He gives them the ball because they run play action. They're scared of Jonathan Taylor, so guys are open down the field.
You gotta understand. Like, if getting the ball to Michael Pittman and Alex Pierce was so easy, Anthony Richardson would still be in the game.
The same Colts team is not last year's team.
Bro, these are majority of the same players. These are majority of the same players.
Jonathan Taylor was hurt last year. Jonathan Taylor missed 4 games last year.
Other than Tyler Warren, Anthony Richardson has played with every other player on this team.
The offensive line got better this year. That counts.
The offensive line has always been good.
Bro.
The Colts have always had one of the best offensive lines in football. Always. I'd say for the last, 4 or 5 years, they've had a top 5 offensive line year in and year out. Like, that's no excuse. Look, if it was so easy, Anthony Richardson would have done it. If it was so easy.
We're not going to compare Anthony Richardson to anybody. Anthony Richardson is a garbage can.
We're not going to disrespect Daniel Jones by saying his job is so easy when Anthony Richardson was in there doing nothing.
Anthony Richardson, like I keep reiterating, they literally drafted 2 players out the draft this year who are great offensive linemen in college and put them on the offensive line. Yes, I'm not saying that their offensive line was bad, but it was still pretty good. It was still, that addition made it 10 times better.
So he still had a good offensive line and couldn't produce. That's what I'm hearing.
No, I'm talking about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones got those people in the draft.
No. Anthony Richardson had a good offensive line and couldn't produce. That's what happened. Michael Pittman was still on the team.
Michael Pittman was hurt sometimes.
They had Alec Pierce. You know, we knew he could throw the ball to Alec Pierce. He'd have that one good throw a game to Alec Pierce. He'd have one good throw a game. So I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that talk. Right now, it just sounds like you're discrediting Daniel Jones by saying he has all these weapons around him. And I'm telling you right now, Anthony Richardson played with basically the whole offense, besides 2 additions.
Can I ask,
to a line that was already great.
Can I ask you something?
Already great.
If Jonathan Taylor does not play the way he's playing, does Daniel Jones still put up the same numbers?
Yes.
Get out of here. Are you serious?
Yes, he does.
Are you serious?
He does. Like,
what was the what?
Jonathan Taylor
he played for New York and did nothing.
Huh?
He played for my team and didn't do nothing. He got a contract extension.
Your team sucks.
Oh my God!
That's what you're not understanding. Your team is trash. Your team has been trash since Eli left that trash organization.
In 2022, that's his best year. 15 TDs and 7 picks. That's your best year for us.
Your coach sucks.
Jackson Dart turned the team around in a couple of games. Are we serious?
You're 2-5. Like what you're not. You're talking about turning the team around. Your team's still not good.
The team is going to. This is his
Like,
rookie year. Jackson Dart rookie year is 10 times better than Daniel Jones rookie year.
Talk and walk like you're all high and mighty. Y'all are still at the bottom. At the bottom.
We have the hardest schedule in the NFL too.
I don't care. I don't care. You have the hardest schedule in the NFL, and you keep talking as if
And
you're
the Colts.
You guys, straight up, are not good. You guys.
We are
beat the
going
Eagles.
to
Cool.
be good.
Cool.
We just
cool. You beat the Eagles, right? You beat the Chargers, right? But you lost to the Saints. Like,
the Saints own us. I'm cool with that. I'm cool.
you're cool with losing to the Saints.
I'm cool with that.
Who the starter that just beat y'all is getting benched. That one. You're cool with that.
I'm cool with that because I know next year is going to be a better year for us.
That's
What rookie quarterback comes into the league and is able to change the team just around like that?
It's always next year is y'all year. Next year is always the Cowboys' year. It's always the Commanders' year. It's always the Eagles' year. Even though they have a right to say that. The Eagles have a right to say that. They're the only team in that division that has the right to say next year is my year. Every other team is just looking for hope. They're at the bottom of the barrel, looking up. And up there is the sky that says hope. That's what it says.
Where does Daniel Jones go at this year? What is Daniel Jones' trajectory? Like, is he gonna make the playoffs? And when he makes the playoffs, yes, he's gonna make the playoffs. But when he makes the playoffs, is he gonna be a first round exit? Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think the Colts have a good enough
teams that the Colts have beat
I don't think the Colts will go very far in the playoffs, but they definitely can win a playoff game.
Whoa, the teams that the Colts have beaten have all been easy. They have beaten the Cardinals. They beat the Dolphins. They beat the Titans. Come on. When he plays some competition, he showed that when it's clutch time, he doesn't come out. Daniel Jones is not that guy in the clutch. If you're not that guy in the clutch, you're not going to be that guy in the playoffs.
Okay. Now, that's a valid point. Now, you said the Giants had the hardest schedule in the league, right?
Yes.
Didn't the Giants lose to the Broncos, who lost to the Colts?
We're bringing this game up? What I just said, they just cheated. That wasn't Daniel Jones who won the game in the fourth quarter.
Oh, okay.
If Jonathan Taylor does not get a 68-yard run, they don't win the game. If Jonathan Taylor does not run the ball Jonathan Taylor does not run the ball 8 times on the final drive, they don't win the game.
All right. I mean, that's cool. The Colts are sitting at 7-1 right now, and you got to treat them as such, whether you like them or not. Daniel Jones has been hooping all year long. You know, you started. This is a backhanded compliment. That's what you did. You started off acting like you was going to give Daniel Jones props, but you've hated on him ever since.
Daniel Jones this year
true colors
is
are
playing
showing,
good.
Mike.
No. Daniel Jones is playing good this year. Is he a top 5 player? No, he's not. All I'm trying to reiterate to you is that Jonathan Taylor is the engine of the team. Daniel Jones is doing a good job. He's doing a good job this year. He actually is. And it hurts me and pains me to say that. But yes, that's the point I'm trying to allude to.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's not that guy in the clutch. He's still
I should put
Daniel.
Daniel Jones in the MVP conversation, shouldn't I?
The heck out of here, yo. Now we talked about the obvious MVPs. Who are the sleeper MVPs in the NFL right now?
Well, you said him for your MVP pick, but I kept him for my sleeper. I was gonna say Drake May, because with all the big names that I'd said with the Mahomes, the Josh Allens, and all that, I thought that Drake May would kind of get lost in the sauce. So I was saving him for my sleeper, but I'm glad you brought him up for your MVP. So we've already been over Drake May. Another sleeper I have, do not care the amount of games played. I'm putting Lamar in there. Man. If Lamar is able to bring us from 2-5 to the playoffs and have a great season, his name should be mentioned in that MVP combo. Now, I'm not saying he's going to win it because I do think, he's missed too many games. However, if he goes ballistic, Mike, and we make the playoffs, the NFL likes their narratives. This will be a crazy narrative. I don't know how many teams started off 1-5 and ended up making the playoffs, but if Lamar Jackson is able to do this, then he's got to be talked about as an MVP conversation. Sorry.
I can disagree, but I can at the same time. My opinion on Drake May, that stands. That's valid because he's been balling out. Lamar Jackson, I'm a big Lamar fan, as we all know. I would love for him to win another MVP, but if the Ravens don't improve it, he won't be it. He won't be a sleeper. Even though his team just not good, man. I'm sorry, the Ravens are not a good team right now.
I mean, hey.
They're not a good team right now.
If it makes you feel any better, the last 2 games, our defense has allowed...
No, defense stepped up, for sure.
16
defense has
to the
stepped
Bears
up.
and 17 to the Rams. So our defense has actually been looking good the last few times we've been out there.
Yeah, it's improved. It's improved.
We know Lamar's going to come back. Tyler Huntley just put up 30. Our offense is fine. Our offense has been fine. We just had Cooper Rush in there. That was the problem. Our offense is fine. So it was always on our defense, you know. So I think our defense is improving. Our offense has always been there. I think Lamar's going to come back and he's going to have a great year. I think we'll be perfectly fine and we're going to win the division. We're going to make the playoffs. We're not going to win the Super Bowl, though. I do not have us winning the Super Bowl because if you start off 1-5, you're just not going to win the Super Bowl. Simple as that. But I hope we make the playoffs, though.
Not a crazy take. My sleepers for MVP would have to be Mahomes, of course. You always got to put him in there because once he got Rashid Rice, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, all his weapons, he's been able to turn it up, and I've been said that. My other pick would have to be... It's a toss-up between Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. I really didn't want either of them. I'm so reluctant to say this because I can't get this out either, but Dak Prescott was one of my picks. But the way that he
just had a stinker.
Destroyed by the Broncos, absolutely annihilated. I can't put him as an MVP candidate as of today. But I could put Patrick Mahomes, and I could put Jared Goff. I could put Matthew Stafford because Jared Goff he lost to the Chiefs, but he has beat some impressive people this year. One of those being Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers. And Matthew Stafford has been balling out this year too. Shouldn't have a loss against the Eagles. That right there was kind of an eye-opener, but overall he's been playing at a stellar level this season. So I will have to go with those three as my MVP
and one thing
sleepers.
You know what Matthew Stafford's going to do. You know
he's going to turn up in the second half.
Later the season, your run that he always has. Every year, him and McVay and the Rams always get hot after their bye late in the season. So you know that's coming. So that might be a good sleeper pick, Matthew Stafford for sure.
And I think overall, this is just me. You always have to put Patrick Mahomes, even if you don't like him. You always have to put him in that MVP talk because even before his injured players came back, he was getting Tyquan Thornton involved. I don't know how the Chiefs do it, but they always get somebody that we don't know involved in their offense. And Patrick Mahomes has definitely incorporated Tyquan Thornton into that Chiefs offense.
Hey, man.
I watched him get a touchdown against us, so I definitely know.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he scored against us too, so.
Yeah, so I'll have to go with that. And just the addition to of Rashid Rice, him coming back from injury, he's been able to help the Chiefs out a lot in just 2 games.
Rashid Rice.
So,
Rashid Rice, my GOAT. Come on now. He's him. On the field. I'm not supporting what he's done off the field. But on the field, he's him. He's him.
Yeah, so I'll have to go with them. As my picks, Mahomes is first in yards. I believe he's first in touchdowns, and he has over a 76 completion percentage. So he's been balling out. He's shown that he's in that MVP talk. But as a front runner, I don't have him right now.
That's respect.
Now, we have to be honest here. We have to be real transparent, Mo, with this one. No lies in this. Did you predict any of those people you name as your front runner MVPs? Did you predict them to be MVPs during the preseason?
Well, my preseason MVP was obviously Lamar Jackson, but he was injured. So the Jonathan Taylor, actually, I did not think he would have I mean, I thought he would have a good year because he's Jonathan Taylor, but I didn't think he'd have the year he's having now. I didn't think James Cook would be having the year he's having now. But Mahomes and Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield, I mean, I knew he'd be good, but I didn't think he'd be MVP good again, you know?
I mean, he had a good season last year, too.
He had a great season last year. So I was definitely... I'll never go into the season being like, yo, Baker Mayfield's about to win MVP. Because that's just not who I am. But now I have to put some respect on Baker's name. So I was wrong on a good amount of picks. You know, the people that I said that would make the MVP, it's not like they're having a bad season. It's just they were injured. So, but I was wrong on Baker and James Cook and Jonathan Taylor. But Patrick Mahomes, I knew that he would, because you always got to put Mahomes in there, like you said. He's Mahomes, you know. When he wants to, he's the best quarterback on earth. So, yeah. It's just tragic that Lamar got hurt, man.
That's good. At least you're being honest, because for me, I'm not going to sit up here and lie. I did not predict Jonathan Taylor to be an MVP candidate because we haven't had an MVP at running back since 2012. Saquon was arguably one of those candidates last year for the Eagles.
Right.
But, of course, Josh Allen had won the MVP. Jonathan Taylor, man, I've always been rooting for him. I really do hope that he wins the MVP this year because he's playing too good. He's projected to have 1,800 to 2,000 yards this year. Probably more than that with all the scrimmage yards he has. So, all respect to him, but I did not personally predict Jonathan Taylor to be an MVP. Like you said, Mo, first time I agree with you on anything. I thought coming into the season with the offensive line, with those additions they got in the draft, that he was going to have a stellar year, but I didn't predict it to be MVP level. Running backs typically don't run at an MVP level. Or quarterbacks always get the MVP level and running backs just don't receive any love for it. So, with Jonathan Taylor, I didn't expect that. My next one was Drake. Drake May. If anyone watching this told me Drake May was going to be an MVP candidate, you were lying. Unless you're a Patriots fan and you're being delusional. Drake May, I knew that he was going to be good because last year I saw the progression in him. I saw that as the season winded up, that he was starting to ascend in his career, specifically during that rookie year last year. But he didn't have the necessary pieces around him. Drake May didn't have a great receiver core. I believe it was Devontae Parker and Kendrick Bourne were his main receivers. Can't work much.
Devontae Parker, man. What a name. I'm sorry. What a guy.
You can't really work much with that. Offensive line was banged up. Defense wasn't that great. But I saw spurts of it in him. I said to myself, if he gets the right receiver, Stephon Diggs, and the additional others, Hunter Henry, and everybody else stepping up for him, I thought that Drake May was going to be good. You give him a defense, I thought he was going to be good. And he proved us wrong. I mean, he proved me right. He proved y'all wrong. So, didn't expect him to be at the MVP level. And my last one was, I already said Jonathan Taylor. My last one was Baker Mayfield. His career resurrected 2 years ago. I didn't expect him to be at an MVP level. I thought he was like, with Drake May, going to be at not Drake May. He was already good. I thought that Baker Mayfield was going to stay the same. I didn't know his game was going to elevate where he's game-winning drive, running the ball hard, getting these other people involved in the game. So I didn't expect that with him, but kudos to Baker Mayfield. And I hope the Buccaneers go far in the playoffs.
Hey, man. All I got to say about your things is, Drake May, he had to get himself a Moco product and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, shout out to Stephon. Shout out to DMV product.
Yeah, come on now. You know how they do. The Stephon Diggs. Shout out Diggs, man. I've been a huge Diggs fan. For those of y'all that don't know, Stephon Diggs is from the same city that I am. Stephon Diggs is literally my profile picture on Google Meet, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand. That boy's the GOAT. So, shout out Stephon Diggs. Even though I hate Drake May, he went to UNC and is Duke forever. I had to show him some respect, because at the end of the day, I can't go to the grave with all this hate in my heart. So I had to show him a little bit of respect, man.
And Jonathan Taylor, I mean, you said the same thing with him. We both thought he's going to be good. I just hope that he stayed healthy and he's played every single game this year. And
we can't deal with another injury.
I just want to point something out with Jonathan Taylor. He has 850 yards, and during this whole season, there's been 3 games where he sat out. He sat out sometime in the fourth quarter. He hasn't played the whole game because they've been killing teams.
He might be going for 2K this year. I ain't gonna lie. if they start playing closer games, and he gets to play the full game, he might be going.
I know he sat out with the Titans in the fourth. He sat out with the Chargers because they killed them, and he sat out against one more. It was the Cardinals. He sat out against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Jonathan Taylor. My last question for you is, what's the stigma with a running back, man? Can he get an MVP?
I just think that running backs throughout the years have become less and less valuable to NFL teams, and they feel like you don't need a running back to win. But now it's starting to resurrect with the way that Saquon played last year and things like that, because a lot of people don't think having a good running back leads to winning rings. Because, you see the Chiefs, they didn't have the greatest running backs. They just had running backs that did their job pretty well, but not like elite running backs. But Saquon, he really showing that you can win with an elite running back back there. And I don't know. I feel like it's going to take at least 10 years with the way these quarterbacks are playing for a running back to get an MVP. Like, a running back's got to run for 3K at this point. Like, they've got to average 300 rushing yards for them to even think about giving them MVP, because I just feel like Offensive Player of the Year has just been the award for receivers and running backs. That's just what it is, and I hope they change it, because there's been some great running back seasons, but we'll have to see.
I hope so. I'm gonna give a vote.
For sure.
I'm gonna start a petition or something for running backs. They started to get paid, but MVP wise, the way Jonathan Taylor playing, that's almost 2012 AP right there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I just think the quarterback's the more marketable player. They're the person that everybody knows about, so they just give it to quarterbacks because they're the flashiest on the football field. That's just what it is.
Not crazy. But we do got to roll out of here. Mo, is there anything you want to say to the people? Y'all play the Dolphins on Thursday. I hope y'all win. It should be a definitive win, but we'll see.
Hey, man, all I got to say is go Ravens, man. Shout out my Cavs. My Cavs starting off the season 3-1, man. Hey. No, we're gonna talk about that later. We're gonna talk about the Kings in a different episode.
He always trying to start something with me. He's always trying to. I didn't even mention the Cavs.
Got to start Cam Boozer. Hey, top 3 pick. Y'all heard it here first. Top 3 pick. Put up 24 and 23 the other day. We're gonna be lit. Ravens. Lamar Jackson comes back. Y'all see the shirt, man. We're gonna be lit. It's all right. That's all I have to say.
Y'all see how he starts with me? I was gonna argue. I was gonna argue with him, but he had to throw my king. I wasn't even talking about my Kings. But shout out to them anyway. Shout out to the Mystics always, even though WNBA season's over. I gotta always shout out to my teams. Shout out to my G-men right now. Shout out to every sport out there. But we do gotta roll out of here. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out.